So today we're talking about the cost of an exterior renovation here in Calgary. And so it starts with the complexity. Are we staying with the current confines of the architecture, or are we adding embellishments like roof lines and many other things? Secondly, it will be all about the materials and quality. So obviously vinyl siding is a very different price to stucco, and of course stucco with an insulation barrier would be another uptick in costs. And then of course hardy plank is a very common one as well. So, and then it comes down to windows and doors as well. Are you just doing the exterior finishes, or are you adding the windows and doors as well to that picture? Lastly, it comes down to the age of the home, and of course the older the home, the less insulation value there will be in the home. So typically we would recommend an insulation value added to the outside of your home to mitigate thermal bridging, and of course that's all about the age of the home. So that's a cost component to consider. All right, so on the complexity side of things, so we've got our favorite rendering artist. If you look at our website, you'll see lots of different examples of that. But it starts with, okay, so how nice do you want this exterior to be? And so if you're adding a roof line, or you're adding an architectural detail, obviously that's going to add to the cost of the project. So on the materials and quality conversation, it really comes down to, obviously, are we adding brick or stone? Is it real brick or veneer? Are we adding vinyl siding, stucco? What kind of stucco? Is it acrylic or conventional? And then a hardy plank and board and batten system. So there's lots of different materials on the exterior. And then are we embellishing things like window battens, door battens? Are we adding to overhead doors? Are we adding windows and doors? So all of those add to the complexity of the design. So when we talk about the age of home, it really comes down to the insulation value, unfortunately, that's in a lot of these older homes. There's 2x4 walls, not a 2x6 wall. A lot of times we'll recommend, and with the Greener Homes grant that's available right now, we recommend adding an insulation value. So styrofoam or some type of insulation to the exterior. Wrapping it will also mitigate, or certainly mitigate, or not eliminate, but mitigate thermal bridging. So you want to take a little bit of that repeat line out of there. So we're going to mitigate thermal bridging by adding the insulation wrap in the entire exterior home. And of course, moving from dual glaze to triple glaze windows, all of that will contribute significantly to the age of the home's quality and the outcome of your renovation. So just in wrapping up here, summarizing some of the costs. So when we do, a lot of times when we'll do we call it a front clip makeover. So it's just the curb appeal. Typically that's in the high 5 figures, low 6 figures. So it could be 80 to 120 for a front clip makeover, adding embellishments to that. If you're just staying with the current architecture of your home and you're staying in a stucco or a hardy plank product, you're heavy 5 figures. I would just say somewhere around 70 to 100,000, depending on the size of your home. But it could quickly bleed beyond that if the size of your home obviously dictates that. So those are kind of some of the cost comparisons. The other thing too is the moment we wrap the home, if it's an aged home, the moment we wrap it, the costs go up. And there's 2 types of wrap. You can go to an EFIS system on stucco, which is a styrofoam and a stucco added to the styrofoam, or you wrap the home first and then add the stucco with the styrofoam. Sorry, you wrap the home first, then add the stucco or hardy or vinyl, whichever material you choose to go with.